Good morning. It's very early here, but I'm on my own in the flat at the moment, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to go live early. Got my swimming t-shirt on this morning. It's quite early here in the UK, and I've been hard at work this week on some new live stream graphics, and I'm really happy with how they've turned out. So I'm excited to reveal those in a second. I think with those graphics, this is going to be the best deadline stream I've ever done. I'm really looking forward to it. Hot Spurious hasn't even gone to bed yet. Well, mate, it's okay because I can take you through to the deadline if you want. Is anyone ready to see the new graphics? I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing to show you. At some point during this stream, I'll probably take the opportunity during the quiz, but at some point during this stream, I am going to need to have a coffee, I think. But for the time being, we're all good. Who have you got in the chat then? Essex Carpet Cleaning Company was hello, can't wait. Oh, we appreciate that. At the gym at the moment, we'll rush home to watch my favourite FPL content creator. Love that. Bit early. We love it, mate. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. I just thought this morning I'd have an early one because I can. Good morning to the real legend. I appreciate that. Ali, good morning. Jacob, early start, mate. Just finished night shift. Love that. My mum free hit and got 89. You Captain Verts, mate. Why are you Captain Verts, man? Let's like this stream. I got 91 points, Verts. 91 points. All right. Are you ready? I'm so excited to share this. Come on, the boys. Hopefully the chat works. Yes, look at that. Look at that. So I've got a little news ticker down the bottom of all the news that's come out recently. We got the fixtures, and I thought I'd do a little snippet of the chat on screen as well. So yeah, I hope you all like the graphics. I've done a little slide there as well. We are so ready. We are so ready. Yeah. I'm 2.7 million overall, and this is how my team's looking. We'll get rid of that, actually. There you go. That's how my team's looking. 2 seconds. I do seem to have a little bit of a cold, unfortunately. I went to London on Thursday for work, and I think it's made me ill. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So from time to time, I'm going to have to do that to sneeze. Tom, I have to show you how to do it, mate. I grafted away at that yesterday. But yeah, hope you like it. Hope Bruno slept well. Confidence soaring after 115 points. Cheers, crazy. Cheers, Glenn. Well, I hope it's good. And when we do the reaction stream tomorrow morning, I'll add the scores and stuff. Hello, Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. We're all over it, mate. This is the Rogers Watkins arm, mate. So that's the chat. So we've gotten the graphics out of the way, right? The talk is, what the hell do I do with Rogers and Watkins, ladies and gentlemen? What do I do with Rogers and Watkins? So my team selection video, right? My team selection video, I said, and I think it's a very valid way to do it. So I didn't feel guilty about suggesting a plan that I wasn't 100% on implementing, because I'd make the video on Wednesday as well, right? So you can let me off. But my plan, right, was to drop Pedro Porro to either Van der Ven or Senesi. But Van der Ven, I think, good for clean sheets. Senesi's got DEFCON every game. And then I would move Rogers onto Elliot Anderson. And then that would give me, both of those moves would give me enough cash to do Watkins up to Haaland. All of those moves are good, but I don't know if this week is the time. So Rogers has got Sunderland away, and obviously Watkins and Rogers play Sunderland, right? Elliot Anderson is not an attacking midfielder. He's obviously got Burnley. And then Haaland's got Arsenal away. It's away, isn't it? Yeah, Arsenal away. And the thing is with Man City v Arsenal, I think it's really unfair how it's drawn out. Arsenal played in the Champions League on Tuesday. I know they were away, but they played on Tuesday. Man City played on Thursday. So Arsenal are at home, and they're going to be 2 days fresher than Man City are. I think it's a pretty much a win for Arsenal, that game. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, I'm not too sure how much Haaland's going to do in that one. So for me, I'm very tempted to keep Rogers in Watkins. And just to share, if I can share this on my transfer screen, here you go. So this is the situation. I've got 3.3 million in the bank and 3 free transfers. So I just think they need one more week, don't they? Next week I can either use my wild card or I can just use my free transfers to make those moves. So yeah, that's what we're thinking. So Essex, hopefully that I'm going to call you Essex. The Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. That's my plan. Give them another week, then another week next week. No, next week they'll be gone. The only thing is, I'll be selling them then ahead of Fulham and Burnley. But after that, it's time for them to go. Look to ship them. Yeah, you need Haaland next week, don't you? You've got to have Haaland in next week for captaincy, I think. Went Strand Larsen to Mateta last week, but now I'm regretting that move. Well, as you can see on the new breaking news ticker, Strand Larsen's back in training, so I think he's going to play this weekend. And he's got Leeds. A Champions League team. Let's have a quick goosey. It did all right. I'm just going to quickly tweet to say that I'm live now as well, by the way. Hashtag. Hashtag FPL Gameweek 5 deadline stream. Link. There will be a quiz, my friend. Do not fear. I'm just tweeting to say that we're live, and then I'll have a look at my Champions League team for those that are asking. I'll be very quick though, because this is obviously not a Champions League stream, but you know. Right. UEFA. What's the chat saying? Someone's bench boosting. No, I can't bench boost this team. But for Semenyo, I like that move. This is a quick look at how I'm doing. Excuse me. How do I see my rank? I don't know. Is it in leagues? So I am 116,000th overall. So I'm in the top 10% after 1 week. And that's how we did. 91 points. I didn't have I had Trincao in my team when I started, but I got rid of him and he did really well. That's annoying. I got 101 points. Nice going, mate. Best captain out of Munoz, Watkins, and Haaland. Jeez. Tell me other options. Surely you must have other options. I think if you've got Semenyo in your team, he's a decent shout. I think Fabian Schär, is going to be missing for Newcastle this weekend. Best SAR replacements under 7.5. Oh, I would have said Semenyo. SAR, actually, Ismaila Sarr is going to probably be back next week. So if you can hold on for 1 more week, I wouldn't sell him. Do you think I could take a punt and captain Ekitike? No, I don't think Ekitike is the one. I think Gakpo, excuse me, is the one. So if I were to do it, I'd put Gakpo in. Should I replace Kelleher? No, just keep Kelleher. Yeah, a bit of a different one this week. My flatmate's away on holiday, so I figured I could be up a little bit earlier and make some noise. Probably till 9ish, sometime 9ish. That's usually when the big boys start streaming, so I'll hop off and hand over to them then. Who do I bench among Williams, Juice, and Essie van der Ven as Steve? Steve, probably, and then I'd consider starting the rest and going 4 at the back this week. In fact, that's what I need to do. So yeah, that's That's what I need to do. I'm doing that. Am I right to bench Reinders, do you think? Is that the correct decision? I think I'm going to do it. I think it's the right move. Nico Williams against Burnley or Reinders against Williams? Sorry, Nico Williams against Burnley or Reinders against Arsenal? Salah looked on fire. Yeah, he was pretty good. Bench Nico? I'm not sure. I would definitely play Reinders in that situation, Arav. I'm going to be here. I said that already. Do you play club? What is club? Oh, the UB. No, I don't yet. I just don't have the time at the moment. But I should probably take a look at it. Oh, chat absolutely flew then, didn't it? Salah looked on fire in Champions League. My captain this week. Nice one. Already read that, didn't I? I'm benching Reinders. Yeah, I think it's the right call for me. Captain Watkins. Yeah, it's just he's done nothing to justify it. But the thing is, for me with Villa, I don't know if there are any Villa fans or people who are a bit more into football tactics than me. I don't know what happened there, but they just don't. To be a good Premier League team nowadays, right? Every single good Premier League team, right down to even some of the promoted teams, they have wingers, players who play out wide that have legs, right? They can sprint and run and are fast, right? And I'm not saying like I'm a pace. I'm not saying I'm some sort of FIFA pace merchant or anything like that. But you think of all the good teams in the Premier League, they all have quick players on the left and right side of the pitch, right? Villa just don't have that. Marlon maybe, but he's not very good. And then it's like Harvey Elliott, John McGinn, Rogers, all of these guys like trying to play on the wing. I just don't think it works. I don't think they have the personnel to do it. And I don't think... I feel a little bit sorry for Emery, really, because I don't think he has a good enough team. Or a team that necessarily structurally works. I don't know if that's a fair estimation of Villa, but that's how I feel about them. And I don't know if they're going to be able to beat Sunderland. I've no idea. But you have to stick by them, I think, in this one. I have to stick by them, I think, in this one game. Nice one, Leo. I like that. But even Sancho for me, and I think this is what kind of held him back at United and has held him back in the Prem in general. He doesn't really have that. He's not like fast. He's really good technically on the ball, but he doesn't have like the raw pace that a lot of the other wingers in the Premier League do. He doesn't have it. This is my opinion, though, of course. Should I buy Palmer -4 or Captain Watkins or Haaland or Semenyo? I'd captain Semenyo. Start Anderson or Njai. Is Elliot an option? No, I wouldn't pick Elliot. I think I would start Anderson this week, if it were me. Sorry, I just put my chain back on after training last night. Villa is a depressing club. I'm sure they'll turn it around. I think Emery is too good of a manager, and I refuse to believe that he couldn't have lost the dressing room. I don't think that's possible. There we go. By the way, if you haven't already, please leave a like on the stream. If we get to 100 likes, I'll do some team reviews. How about that? Palmer would have 3 goals in 2 games. Yeah, he could be an option again, couldn't he? I'm captaining Mbumo. I'm not sure Man United v Chelsea is the game to do it, but fair play to you, mate. I think today will be a low scoring week. I think so too. I was talking to my dad before last night about our teams, and he said much the same. I think it's going to be quite a low scoring week. Goalkeeper Sanchez, sub Dubravka. That's another thing as well. If you've just caught the ticker, which currently says it, it looks like Rob Sanchez could be benched. It looks like he could be benched this week. Maresca came out in a press conference pre the Champions League game and said that they're going to have to share minutes because they can't play all the games. So this could be an occasion where... Who's the backup keeper for Chelsea? I can't remember his name. It ends in itch, doesn't it? Or something like that. I've forgotten. How can I not remember? Yeah, Liverpool are the early kickoff, aren't they? Who is the Chelsea backup? Jorgensen, that's it. It's not Petrovic. He plays for Bournemouth now. But yeah, that is the only concern. So I'm currently captaining a player from the early kickoff. But it is the Merseyside derby. So I feel like derby factor versus early kickoff, I think we'll be all right. Is Saka a realistic option? I don't actually know about Saka, you know. Just bear with 2 seconds. For me, and this is going to sound really harsh, I think Saka in FPL, he loses his appeal when he's not the penalty taker. I think Gyökeres is going to be on penalties, which I think, for me, knocks Saka off the perch as the best Arsenal option. I took a minus 12 by accident. You could save it in wildcard if you're in unless you've already used it. But if you really want to stop yourself from taking the hit, you can wildcard or free hit, I suppose. But I'd consider wildcarding. Interesting that you did it by accident, though. Good morning, John McIver. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. What are you doing game week 6? Are you getting hardened? Yeah, that's my plan. I'm still a little bit loose about my strategy. So I'll have 4 free transfers for game week 5, or game week 6. So basically, I can do Porro out, Rogers out, Watkins out, Senesi or Van der Ven in, Elliot Anderson in, and Haaland in for Watkins. That could be the plan. And then in goal, I'm still a little bit unsure about my keeper because with all this bloody Sanchez benching news, his fixture's just all right. You can just keep him, I suppose, can't you? But it doesn't fill me with confidence having Sanchez in my team. But it does then mean I have both Anderson and Reinders, but I suppose I've got double City v Burnley. Yep, if you're new around here as well, please subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. And if you're enjoying the stream, we've got 160 people in here at the moment. Thank you everyone for joining. If you're enjoying the stream, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like rating. We're on 35 likes at the moment. We've got 160 people in here. So if we can hit 100 likes, I'll take 5 of your teams from the chat after the members, and we'll review some teams. So if you want to get your team reviewed, let us know. When we get to 50, when we get to 75 likes, I'll change the name of the stream to team reviews so people know what they've got coming. Iron, Dubravka, Sanchez, yeah, fair enough. Anderson, Nico Williams, Van der Ven, Konsa, Steve. Salah, Bruno, Semenyo, Anderson, João Pedro, Watkins, Marco. 1 transfer. Nah, just leave it, mate. Just leave it. I play 3-4-3, Anderson, Williams, Van der Ven, or Anderson, Williams, Konsa. Midfield's fine. You need another midfielder by the sounds of it. I'm confused. Play Darlow or Raya. Ooh. I play Raya, you know. I play Raya. I think I think Arsenal will keep a clean sheet or have a good chance, a decent chance of keeping a clean sheet this week. That might sound mad to some of you, but I don't think they are. I think it's possible. I think it's very possible they could keep a clean sheet. I do. I think Saliba is back, isn't he? Or somewhat back to the point where I think he made the bench in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, Saliba be somewhat back. Is benching Haaland crazy? Yeah, I wouldn't bench him this week. You can't spend that much money on a player to bench him. Play 3 out of Porro, Murillo, Esteve, Richards, and Juve. Porro, Richards, Juve. The reason I say that is because Murillo, I think, is going to miss this week. Although you could start Murillo and hope he plays, but I don't think he does. We don't know for sure if Sanchez is getting benched. Maresca alluded to it in his press conference before the Champions League, saying that he's going to at some point have to rotate his keepers because there's too many games this season. But he didn't say it was going to be this weekend, so that's what we know. That's why I put maybe. He may be benched. 1 week punt mid 6.5 million or less. Oh well, we'll have a goosey on Fantasy Football Hub. We'll see what that says. This is Fantasy Football Hub, by the way. There's a link in the top of the description below. Just check I'm signed in. We're signed in. Toolbox predicted points. So you want 6.5 and below for 1 week. So let's have a goosey. Minter of Brighton. Those are your options this week. I consider Matoma, as well. I think Matoma could be all right. But yeah, Minter, Anderson, Ahmad, Tavernier, Matoma, Declan Rice, and Doy and Jai. There's your list. Oh, Adam Salzer, thank you very much, my friend. Your super chat won't show in this chat integration that I've got, but I will be sure to read it out. Thank you very much, mate. That's very generous of you. I missed the Verts to Semenyo yesterday before the price rise. Would you still buy him? And do you like Minter? He's been getting decent points. I just prefer Semenyo. I think you've got to have Semenyo in your team at the moment. And I would probably do Verts to Semenyo. I probably would. Yeah, I probably would. Especially because it could enable you to upgrade other areas in your team. But I would probably ask you, are you fully done with Verts? Have you just had enough where you don't possibly foresee him scoring points or not? If you're fully done with him, get rid of him. What if I'm wildcarding in 6? Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it if I was wildcarding in 6, mate. I'd leave it, I think. Yeah, exactly, John. Exactly. That's my thinking too. Is Semenyo FOMO? Yeah, I don't think it's worth it using a transfer for a week. One of the beauties of FPL with the new rule that they introduced last season is racking up the transfers and then the wild card not impacting on that. Last season, I cracked myself up to 4-3 transfers and then I wild carded in game week 6 or something early like that, which I could be doing this season, by the way. But then I had loads of transfers after my wild card. So I essentially just had 2 wild cards banked. Because I look at this team at the moment, I imagine most people, we all know roughly who the best players in the game are. So if you were to, I think we're all sort of 4 or 5 hours away, or 4 or 5 transfers away from what our wildcard team would be anyway. Really tempted to captain Lacroix. The only thing for me is it's away from home, and he doesn't have any attacking upside. Like if there was a defender that was as good as Lacroix for DEFCON, but then also got attacking returns, I'd go for them. But because Lacroix doesn't do it from an attacking perspective, I'm just not sure I'd pick him. And knowing that, he'll score now against West Ham, won't he, from a corner or something. Adam, it's my pleasure, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate your donation. I don't know who to captain, João Pedro, Semenyo, or Haaland. I'd probably give it Semenyo of those 3. I don't think João Pedro will play 90 against Man United. And in terms of Haaland, I don't think he'll do that well against Arsenal. Yeah, we'll do some team reviews. I set a target, 100 likes, and we'll do some team reviews. Thank you, Nixie. I worked hard on that this week. I hope you enjoy it. I thought it's nice for when there's areas of like quietness where I'm like checking Twitter or something on stream. You all still have something to look at. So the chat is now integrated, and we got a little breaking news ticker as well, which I think is quite cool. So yeah, thank you for that. Anything? One thing I would, just a bit of user feedback. If there's anything you would improve about it, let me know. But I think I'm really happy with that. I think we're looking strong. There's not much I'd improve for the time being. Would you have Palmer or João Pedro or both? I'd have both. Why not? The only thing is, Man United are going to be fresh. Mount and Cunha are back. I think Mason Mount makes the Man United team a fair bit better. Cunha, I think, could come in for Sesko. And they'll be the team that played Arsenal. When they did look really bright against Arsenal, didn't they? That's just something to bear in mind for me with Man United. And also, Palmer's just coming back from injury as well. I think he plays, but I just don't know if he's going to get 90. Yeah, Brandon, I agree with you. Shall I bench boost? Yeah, it's a good bench boost team. Do it. Yeah, it looks good. You haven't told me the whole team there, though. Oh, no, you have. Yeah, I'd bench boost that. Should I bench boost with Petrovic, Romero, Jufin, and Jai on the bench? There's worse weeks, mate. It just depends. The question I would ask is, will you have that bench next week? Should you buy Xavi Simons? You got Johnson. I probably would. I'd also consider Semenyo if you can get to him. Will, I appreciate that, mate. We will do team reviews. We got the like target first. That's all we do. Dale September. Lewis. Is that Rico Lewis? Because I don't like him very much. It's good defense apart from Rico Lewis. Midfield is fine. Rico Lewis and Isak, I'm not massive fans of. I'm afraid. Chalobah or Nico Williams? I'd probably go Nico Williams. Rodon or Senesi? Senesi. For me, should I buy... I've already answered that. Should I bench boost with Petr? Yep, I've already answered that. Can I bench boost for this bench? Yeah, it's not a bad bench boost. Would you start? Yeah, I think he's going to play. Wolves are desperate for him to be back. Nobody's speaking about Minte. Yeah, maybe, but he's got Tottenham this week. Would you bench boost Triple Forest? Yeah, go on. I guess you've got a defender, Anderson and Wood. I would do it. It's Burnley, isn't it? Do it. Should I captain Salah or João? Answers in my team, mate. I don't know who to start, Gahey or Munoz. Thank you. Oh, mate, Munoz. Palmer or Semenyo captain? Palmer. Would you have Kudus or Xavi on a free hit? You can have either, I think. Have either. Flip a coin. Get a coin out and flip the coin out. I don't think there's anything between them. Real Life Demon, good morning to you. Nixie, he is likely to come off the bench in the second half. We'll see. Senesi or Van der Ven to buy? Yeah, I'm in that position too, mate. Senesi's going to hit DEFCON every game. Van der Ven's going to keep more clean sheets. It's what you think is more powerful out of that. I'm considering a wild card this week, but holding off until game week 9 or 10. Fair enough. Morning. Can I get a shout out to my daughter Beatrix? Beatrix, good morning. Who's sat here watching with me. Secondly, should I get a bench boost to Dubravka? No, because Mark Goo's not going to play, mate. So I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait until I sort my bench out. I need a plan for my bench boost, actually. Maybe I should save my wild card in order to set that up. Maybe I should play my wild card in order to set that up. AJ, when we get round to it, I'll take 5 FPL IDs from the chat, and we'll go from there. Will Wood start? I think he probably plays, yeah. Eagle Jesus scored in the week, but I still think Chris Wood is just the boy, isn't he, Chris Wood? Yeah, Strand Larson, wildcard 6 could be a shout. Mikolenko, he's back, to be fair, as Mikolenko by the sound of it. It sounds like Mikolenko is more likely to play than Branthwaite is, anyway. Would you bench boost Dubravka as Steve and Giant Rangers? Yes, do it. Oh, but then Rangers and Enjoy have got really tough fixtures. I'd see if next week is better. Just look at the fixtures, and if next week is better, then I'd do it next week. If you're wildcarding next week, then don't do it. Salah, Haaland, and Bumo. Salah. I'd start Truffert, I think. No, yeah. Flip a coin. I don't know. Are you bench boosting though? I've got Mark Goumet. I can't bench boost him. Also, what am I playing at? Senesi or Rangers? I'd probably say Senesi, because I think he's going to get 4 points. What's up with Sanchez? It was just Maresca saying that he's going to be at some point rotated with Jorgensen in a press conference this week. Do you think Nottingham Forest are relegation? No. Nah. I think the 3 promoted teams, West Ham and Wolves, are the ones at the moment for me. Maybe even Aston Villa, the way they're playing. Nori injury meant I could go to Senesi and then have money spare. I'm planning to do Watkins to Isak. I'm not all that convinced by Isak as an FPL option, I'll say. I'm not all that convinced by Isak. Reason being is I don't think that Isak is going to be as good. I just replied to you, AJ. Put your team ID in the chat. I don't think Isak is going to be as good in Liverpool in FPL for Liverpool than he was for Newcastle, because I think he loses penalties, and I think as a team they create less chances. Just my view though. Actual Andrew Tate is in the chat. Senesi or Livramento? I'd go Senesi, I think. Do you think Jose Sá will be back for Wolves? He's my bench boost keeper. I don't know. Would you go in Ndoye or Grealish? Grealish. Long term, it's Grealish. This week, it's probably in Ndoye. Will Liverpool Everton? Yeah. It's a yellow weather warning is nothing really for a football game. Do I send team reviews on Twitter? I've already answered that. Who's replaced between Gyökeres and Mateta? And neither of them. Aston Villa, you mad? They're terrible, mate. Have you watched them this season? They haven't scored a goal yet. Do you think Harvey Elliott? Well, I think he probably does. Yeah, I don't know why people are going mad for Isak. How do I find my FPL ID? When you go on points, I think it's on points, or is it on pick team? Yeah, so on the points, you have to do this in a browser, by the way. But on points, you go on Gameweek history. You see my rank history as well. 25k last year, 73k. These were the 2 years I was YouTubing, by the way. And then in the URL, which you can't see on my page, your ID is after the word entry. So on points, Gameweek history, on a browser, it's in your URL. Yeah, we're not doing team reviews yet. We'll do a team review. I will put a message in the chat when we hit 100 likes. But we got 200 people in here, basically, and on 63 likes. So I'm not doing team reviews yet, I'm afraid. What's the reason? I think Sanchez is more likely to keep a clean sheet. And I know he's got a chance of being benched. But at the same time, he's not going to come off the bench, is he? Very unlikely to. So for me, I'm starting him. I'm just joking, Barath. Hey, mate, who will you captain if you don't have Salah, Haaland, Watkins, or Wood? Semenyo. Senesi or Evan Nilsson? I'll probably go with a striker. I'm captaining Watkins. This is the turning point. Oh, God. I hope so, mate. I hope so. No, we'll do the quiz after the team reviews, mate. Is Palmer good for United? Yeah, well, the United fixture is good. Yeah. Emmanuel, love the... Oh, mate, it's very kind. Thank you. No question, just a thank you. I appreciate that, mate. On wildcard, Voltemada, Evan Nilsson. I have Semenyo. Neither of them, mate. I think I'd have Strand Larsen and then take the risk that he doesn't play this week. Or João Pedro, to be honest with you. Hi, good morning. I would captain Palmer, I think. Yeah, I don't think Sebastian. I'll be honest. I'm not massively convinced by Haaland against Arsenal this week. I just think it's been quite unfair with how the fixtures have fallen for Man City because Arsenal are 2 days fresher. Like Arsenal played Champions League on Tuesday. Man City obviously played on Thursday. So they played in the same competition. I just don't think it makes sense. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. Bear with. Oh, sorry about that. I was sneezing. It's Man City. It's fine. Man City are not the Man City they were of years ago, mate. Well, that was a big drink, wasn't it? You should do a bench list. Yeah, we'll do one in the future. We'll do one on that fixtures. How about that? I would bench Senesi. I'm doing a -4 next game week to go Salah to Palmer and Watkins to Haaland. Good? No. I'm not a massive fan of that. Probably. Why do you need to... I wouldn't like plan in a hit though. Will Saka and Isak start? I don't think so. I wouldn't pick either of them in FPL, to be honest, even if they were to start. Going to Captain Mbeumo. Wow. I think I've done score predictions. No. That's an early one at the first question of the quiz. Bear with. I did some score predictions. I'm going to put them in. There you go. There's a cheat. For anyone watching now who stays to the quiz, you know what the first question is. Those are my score predictions for the week. Good morning, Tom. Oh, thank you, Alex. We tried this week, mate. I've worked hard on them this week. I'll go off my score predictions. I'll look in a second. But yeah. Actually, I'll walk through them. So, I've gone Liverpool 3, Everton 1. I think Liverpool are too good from an attacking point of view to not win the game. But I also think Everton have some good attackers. And I think they score. I think Frimpong's going to play for Liverpool and that opens up Grealish to create. So I think Everton score. Tottenham, I think they win 3-1 against Brighton. I think Brighton nick a goal. They got too many dangerous players, probably not to get one, but I do think Tottenham are just on the whole very solid. Forest and Burnley, I got a feeling that's going to be a really tight one at Turf Moor. And I also think that Lyle Foster is quite a good centre forward. And without Murillo and Aina, I think Forest could be a little bit all over the place to the point where they concede. West Ham and Crystal Palace, I'll be honest, I don't think either team's going to score. I think Crystal Palace are really solid defensively, and they still don't have players back to play in the front line. They've just got Mateta, really, is the only sort of attacking upside. So yeah, I've gone 0-0 for that one. Wolves, I've got them beating Leeds 3-2. I think if Strand Larsen's back, that opens them up to scoring some goals. But it'll be a really close game. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Leeds actually got a result in that one. United-Chelsea, I can only really see that being a draw, I've got to say. Oh, sorry, I can only see that being a Chelsea win or a draw. I've gone for a draw. I think that'd be 1-1. And then Fulham-Brentford, I've gone 3-2 to Fulham. I think they just edge it. Bournemouth 2, Newcastle 2 is what I've gone for there. Villa finally score 1 goal. I've got them winning 1-0 against Sunderland. And Arsenal 2, Man City 2. I thought it would be a 2-2 draw. But I could see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet in that one and it literally being 0-0, something like that. Is the Liverpool-Everton game getting... I don't think so. It's a yellow weather warning. I don't think it's that bad, I'll be honest. I've seen games go on during an amber weather warning, so I wouldn't worry. Who scores the goals then? Strand Larson, and I don't know, Munetzi. We'll say Marshall Munetzi. How about that? Why you think Sunderland can't score? Villa have been very solid defensively this season. You can laugh at them all you like for their lack of goals, but they've done all right defensively. Would the weather lead to... No. I have Wood, Eki, TK, and João Pedro as my front line. I'm planning to start either Tarkowski or Grealish. Thank you, Glenn. That's very kind of you. Should I bench any of my forwards for one of my Everton assets? No, I think even though... I just think Eki TK gets good enough minutes this week, so I stick by him. You said it's a low-scoring week, but you have quite a few games. I know. Yeah, but I think it's low-scoring in terms of the standard FPL players and how they'll do. Transfer Verts out if it takes a -4 next week to go from Salah to Haaland. I'm confused. That question doesn't quite make sense, I'm afraid, my friend. With your views on the City game, do you think it's better to start double Arsenal defence or play one? Oh yeah, you could definitely start Van der Ven. I would play one Arsenal defender and Van der Ven. Definitely. Benched Van der Ven for Mings. Interesting. I've Haaland and Salah still captaining in Boomer. You are crazy. I always say this in FPL, but I would always captain a penalty taker if I can. I just think being on penalties, it is just a cheat code because your team doesn't have to play well for you to score. Would you play King? Well, it depends who you're playing him for. I don't think it's too bad of a decision. Getting close to 100 likes. We're on 75 now. I said I'd change it, so we'll do some team reviews. We'll do some team reviews once we hit 100 likes. So keep the likes running in. We're on 77 at the moment, according to my thing. Start Njai or Thiago? Thiago for me. Looks like Thiago is going to be back. Start Concert over Reinders and Dewsbury. I probably would, yeah. So would you play King? I've already answered that. Gyökeres and Marino or Watkins and Rogers? For this week, it's Watkins and Rogers. One more week they get for me. Start Reinders or Spence? That's a really tough one. What does the chat think on that? Reinders or Spence? Enjoy or Anderson? I play Anderson this week. Oh, would I? Oh, no, I'd start Enjoy. Thoughts on Mbumo? Decent. Tough fixture this week, though. If I don't start to do better this half of the season, then next half, I'll wild card where I go for the best defensive. Yeah, I like it, Soros. I like it. Cheers, John. Smash the like button. How many are we on? How many have we got? Let's have a look. 83. Keep them coming. Munoz, Porro, Juve, Steve, and Williams need to play 3 of these. What do you suggest? I suggest Munoz, Porro, and Williams. I think my gut feel is I'd captain Semenyo, but then I'd always go back to Haaland. So there you go, Hilby. That's my answer. Haaland or Semenyo. if you were on a free hit this week, which free forward are you picking? I'm probably picking... I'm not picking 3 forwards, actually. I'm picking Krupi Jr., almost definitely. Good grief. Strand Larson, I think you could give him a go. Owen, maybe not. Chris Wood, but then he might not play. I tell you what, the forwards on a free hit this week is rough. I'm looking at that and I'm like, bloody hell, who would I pick? I think it's got to be... Free hitting in Game Week 6 is mad, by the way. Game Week 5 is mad, by the way. Sorry. I wouldn't free hit this week. Cancel it if you can. I think if I had both Salah and Palmer, I'd consider captaining Palmer. But you probably got to go with the masses because it's going to really hurt you if Salah does well. Barca fan, I like it. When is it time to sell Kudus? I think he's playing well enough to stay in the team, to be honest with you. I think I've seen enough from Kudus for Spurs so far that I don't think he's getting benched. He might not play 90 this week, but I just don't think he's going to get benched. 2 seconds. Cheers, guys. Sorry about that. I was just going to say, we're nearly there to 100 likes now. I will do, because we've got a load of members on the stream, I will do members first, because that's one of the benefits you get as a member is priority team reviews on stream. And then, yeah, we'll take 5 team reviews from, we're going to call it the general public. I don't know how else to say it. Non-members. King, Grealish, Paquetá, bench 1. Grealish. No, you can't. Ugh. My gut says King, mate. My gut says King. My gut says King. Have the same bench as you. Would you upgrade Gu to Muniz to get a bench boost out of the way? Yeah, you could do worse. But then Muniz, I'm not sold on Muniz. He's going to share minutes with Jimenez, isn't he? Yeah, Niels, we'll get your team going because you'll remember. By the time you finish, we're on 95 at the moment. I reckon we might have 100 likes. So any other members want to stick their ID in the chat, please do. Yeah, I think Cher's going to miss this week with his head injury by the signs of it. This is just members, by the way. If you're not a member, I'm not going to be able to look at your team just yet. This is Niels' team. Yeah, I'm looking at this team and I think it's fine. The only call I think you have to make is Rodon versus Dewsbury Hall, but the rest of the team is absolutely fine this week. The temptation's obviously there to sell Wirtz. I'd consider doing it for Haaland, or actually you could do Wirtz to Palmer. I really would consider getting Palmer into this team, but then it does screw you for getting Haaland back. So, yeah, it depends what your chip strategy is, though. You could roll. If you're looking to get Haaland in, you could roll. If you want to get rid of Wirtz, you could do him to Palmer. Yeah, those are your 2 options, I think, mate. I think Cher's going to miss this week. Glenn, let's have a look. Good morning, Spot Fail. Those are moves I'm looking to do next game week. Love it. Okay, so this is Glenn's team. Dubravka, Gabriel, Juve, Richard, Salah, Semenyo, Minter, Reinders, Evan Nilsson. Oh, that's a good team. Bloody hell, that's a good team. Van der Ven has been, I'd say, a little bit robbed by Hub this week. As a Hub affiliate, I will say I'm not sure I agree with those expected points. I would put him first on my bench. But I don't think you need to do anything with this team. The only question is, do you start Van der Ven or Juve? Van der Ven's got Brighton away, Juve's got Palace at home. You're bench boosting. Okay, yeah, it's a good week to do that. Good week to bench boost for me, that, mate. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a great team. It really is a good team, that. Right. 97 likes. 3 more likes, ladies and gentlemen, and then we will do 5 team reviews from people watching the stream. So yeah, leave a like. When we get to 100, I'll do 5 team reviews. How does that sound? Usually I share the chat on stream, but I don't need to do that anymore because we've got a chat function. You enjoying the new graphics, by the way? I hope they're doing the job. New little chat feature. The fixtures on the right. Still sharing my team and all my screen, and then we've also got the news ticker. Right, so the way I'm going to do this, thank you everyone for hitting like. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put a message in the chat, right, saying 5 team reviews from here, and then you reply with your ID after I send the message. That's the most diplomatic way of doing it, democratic way, I don't know, whatever. The correct way of doing it in my mind. And then I will pick the first 5 that reply on my screen, and I will show you those 5 that I'm picking, okay? You ready? So hit me with your ID. 5 FPL IDs after that, and we'll get on it. Okay. Bloody hell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So real life demon is the last one. You were really quick. Yeah, if you get anyone spamming their IDs in the chat after that, then Nixie or any mods in the chat, would you mind? In fact, we're gonna add a moderator. We need one more moderator, I think. There you go, bro. I'm gonna make you a mod, Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. Right. So we got Nixie's team. Let's have a look. Nixie's team. We have got. Oh, you're in a troubling place, aren't you? Your team is either really good or actually it's fine. I would leave this team. I would start it exactly how Fantasy Football Hub has told you to do here. Dubravka, Anderson, Williams, Richards. I just think Sanchez is better than Dubravka, but that's my opinion. Salah, Fernandes, Rogers, and Jai. I think it's okay. Watkins, Wood, and Strand Larson. Strand Larson, I think, has a good chance of playing this week. There's obviously he's been injured, so he might not. He's definitely been training this week. But the worst thing that happens is he either comes off. I would just leave it. I think this team's fine. I don't think it's going to be a massive scoring week. And all of the players you've got, pretty much, have got good fixtures. I'd leave it. Sar's going to be back next week. I would leave it. Hopefully that helps you, Nixie. Leo Starman. Dubravka, Cucurella, Romero, Timber. Oh, it's Timber versus Livramento. Salah, Semenya, Kudus, Enzo, Eki, TK. I think for this week it's all right. I'd probably do this. And I'd consider doing Livramento in for Timber, but thinking about it, I reckon Man City and Arsenal and Newcastle have very similar clean sheet odds. And by the way, Leo, I hate to say it, but I do not like Rico Lewis as an option in FPL. Sorry to break it to you. Hopefully that helps you, mate. Daniel. Oh, went for Leo's team again. Bear with. 157,458. I'm making all kinds of mistakes here. By the way, this is Fantasy Football Hub that I'm using here. I'm just going to ping a link in the chat to Fantasy Football Hub. If you want to see all this for yourself and use these features for yourself, I get you a good deal, I do. 50% off and your money back if you don't win your mini league, I get you. So check out that link I've just pasted in the chat. I'll catch up with everyone in the chat in a second. We're just doing some team reviews. So I'm looking at Daniel's team. I would probably play Vicario. I would. Tosin, Rodon, Van de Ven. Yeah, fair enough. Salah, Gakpo, Caicedo, Reinders. Yeah, solid team, mate. I don't think you need to do anything here. Solid team. I just play the order that I have done. It's a shame about Aina, but it is what it is. Baked. Let's have a quick look. You're on wildcard. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do Jack's team in addition then. Donnarumma. I wouldn't pick Donnarumma. I'd pick Raya instead. Dubravka, Van de Ven, Timber, Gabriel. I'm not sure I'd pick Timber on a wild card. Richards, Mukiele's fine. Palmer, Enzo, Sarr, Semenyo, Reyners. Yeah, I guess that actually is not horrendous because you could captain Palmer this week. It's a good team. I just have Raya instead of Donnarumma, I think. Real Life Demon. Import your team. 5933. Where is he? 673. I can't wait to do the quiz because it's going to give me an opportunity to go and make a coffee, I think. I need a coffee. I'm tired. I've had a big week this week. Oh, I think this is wildcard territory. Not quite, though. How many transfers has he got? Does it say? Interesting. How many transfers have you got, bro? Because I would probably sell Saka. I would. I think it's time for Saka to go. Saka to Semenyo would be my transfer, and then I'd upgrade a defender, I think. Zero transfers. Who have you brought in then? Oh, good morning, Holly. I see you in the chat. Oh, mate, we can't wait for a reply for that long. We'll come back. We'll come back. I'll remember your team. We can come back. Finally, we got Jack. Jack Booth. You sold Saka from Boomo. Yeah, it won't know your team until the game resets. It's got no way of knowing until it's not directly linked. It's linked as per the last deadline. All right, finally Jack, because Baked had a wildcard draft, didn't he? Okay. It's fine. Team's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything here. Team's fine, mate. Absolutely fine. I'd captain Palmer, I think, if I had him. Good team, mate. Cheers, G-Wiz. I hope you're keeping well. 6 Carpet Cleaning Company. I appreciate that, my friend. That's why I made you a mod. I see you in every stream. I figured you'd be trustworthy, my mate. And you got a very memorable name as well. I mean, how could anyone forget the Essex Carpet Cleaning Company, right? I guess for any of your carpet cleaning needs in the Essex area of Britain, there's a person. Bad back, but we are alive. Life can, bad back is commonplace for a lot of people. Sorry to hear that, mate. I hope you feel better soon. But yeah, exactly. Got to take the positive. Jemima Unicorn. No, that's the next thing to do, isn't it? Can you even see my chat message? Yeah, I can. So it's quite hard to read every single message, though, mate. So if I do miss them, I do apologise. I try my best. I think I do a pretty good job. Of keeping up with all the messages. Okay. Oh, Chelsea. Mark Goo's predicted to play. Oh, that's a. Oh, God. Mark Goo's predicted to play, ladies and gentlemen. I've just seen Mark Goo in a predicted lineup. And he's against Man United. I think I could be bench boosting. I could be bench boosting this week if that happens. We'll have a look to see what the rest of the Chelsea fans thought, though. Man City team's fairly predictable. They got so many injuries at the moment. It's pretty obvious how they're going to play. Newcastle predicting Share, but I'm not sure about Share. That's the Liverpool team. So disgustingly attacking, isn't it? Imagine bench boosting and he doesn't play. Could you imagine? To be honest, mate, I don't think I've ever had a successful bench boost in this game. Right, here we go. This is what we want. The juicy predictions. Okay, Arsenal. I think anyone's massively interested in that. Only players that are slight doubts are Marino and Eze, with Martinelli, Odegaard, and Nwaneri having a chance of playing. But I think the Arsenal team is fairly predictable. Villa, Martinez, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Luca Dean, Kamara, McGinn, Elliott, Rogers, Watkins. So Harvey Elliott's got a good chance of playing by the looks of it. Brighton, Welbeck's 56% chance to play. Reuter's 100, Minter's 100, Mitoma's 100, Labour's only 67. The Brighton team. Chelsea, Sanchez, James, possibly. Shalabar, Tosin, Cucurella, Caicedo, Enzo, Neto, Garnacho, Palmer, João Pedro. Okay, so yeah. João Pedro is 100% to start. Garnacho, Palmer. So this one's not saying Mark Goo. So maybe the bench boost is not on after all. The Liverpool team, 100% for Alisson to play, obviously. Frimpong and Bradley are sort of half and half. Virgil, Konate, obviously. Kirkes and Robertson are also half. Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. There's doubts around all of them. McAllister, only 50% of Liverpool fans are predicting McAllister's going to play. And then it's Salah, Gakpo, Wirtz, Ekitike. Only one fan is predicting Isak to start. Man City, Donnarumma, Ruben Diaz, Kuzanov, Guardiola, O'Reilly, Rodri, Reinders, Bernardo, Doku, Foden, Haaland. Pretty predictable at the moment, I think. Man United is a minefield. Don't even know who the goalkeeper's going to be. Delict, Yoro, Dorgu is nice. So anyone's got Dorgu, he's going to play probably, but not a great option. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, and Bumo. Cunha's 52% to play. Sesko 88 apparently. Newcastle, no one's predicting Share to play. Pope, Livramento, Teal, and then I guess it'll be Burn, yeah. Hall, Tonali, Gomeres, Joe Linton, Alanga Murphy Barnes, and Voltamala. So Trippier expected to be benched, if that's news to anyone. Tottenham, Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogi and Spence are sort of 50-50. So someone was saying they had Spence in their team, I think. Looks like he's only 42% to play. Polina, Sarr, Bergval, Johnson, Kudus, Javi Seamans, and Richarlison. And that's it. Those are the predicted teams. Hope that was useful. Gee whiz, to fix sciatica, I don't know if it's a problem or if I don't know what the problem with the back is, but I fully believe that as a human being, you can work to recover any sort of injury or ailment. A lot of back problems in my mind are caused by a weak core and sitting down all the time. So yeah, posture due to a weak core and sitting down all the time. Those tend to be the main causes. So what I'm basically saying is you need to go to a legs, bums, and tums class, I reckon, and get those abs working. I'm very close to starting the quiz because the quiz gives me an opportunity to go and make a coffee, and I am desperate for coffee. It's been a busy week for me this week. I've what happened? So we're back in full training now. We had Champions League stuff early week, and then I was in London on Wednesday. Oh, no Forest. Of course. I'm so sorry. There was no Forest. Let's see if we've got one. These are all last week. I'm going to find you a Forest predicted lineup. We're going to get you a team. No one's got one. Sorry, no one's got a Forest prediction. I can't see it. I can't tell what that's in response to, Holly, but thank you. Yeah, I was in London on Wednesday, and I won't say exactly what I do for a living, but it was just on a training course as well, so it doesn't give anything away. The training, I don't know why they picked that location for a training course, but I was near Whitehall on Wednesday for a training course, and the building that we were in was basically on the road that they were doing the Trump protest. So they like funneled us all out the back exit. But I had to go and watch it, didn't I? So that was quite interesting. There were lots of people there. I was stood by the side of the road for about 20 minutes, and I didn't see the end of the protest. So it was pretty big. What else was I going to say? But yeah, it was a really long day. I had a 6 a.m. train, and then I got home at 8 p.m. And then on Thursday, I had to go to Reading. And yesterday, I didn't really get a rest. So I've had a big week. But this is what we do, isn't it? This is what we do. You don't need to hear about my sob story. I'd be tempted to give it to... I tell you what, I'll let the chat respond to that one, Jemima. So I'll get rid of my score predictions and we'll do question one of the quiz. And while we do the quiz, I'm going to go and make a coffee, if that's all right. Oh, hang on. The colours are all wrong. Bear with. There we go. Right. I'm just going to check my answer to this question is correct as well. Yes, it is. Who was the top scoring player in Gameweek 4? I'm going to go and make a coffee while you answer that. I nearly absolutely face planted as I left my room then as well. My little rug is all like crinkled and I nearly tripped on it. All right, the answer is Zubamendi. So there were lots of shouts for Van der Ven I saw. I'm afraid you're wrong. It was Zubamendi. 16 points for Zubamendi last week. All right, we got a silhouette. Who is that? I can hear the kettle nearly boiled. I will be just a second. But who is that? Right, we are so back. I've got a little snack and our coffee. What are the guesses? Someone said Chris Richards. It's not a bad guess. But any picture I put of Chris Richards will have a massive afro, I think. Tony Adams. I don't know if the John Terry guy is in the chat today, but someone guesses John Terry on every single one of these. And one day he's going to get it right. The answer is Phil Foden, ladies and gentlemen. So well done everyone that said Phil Foden. The next question. Right. I've got it ready. Who has the most transfers out so far ahead of Game Week 5? Who has been sold the most ahead of this game week? The answer is 8 Nori. 4 is very close. There's 2,000 in it between him and Ekitike. It's very close. Very close. Next question. One more silhouette. Who is that? I can't even remember who that is. I can't even remember who this is. I've just remembered who it is. None of you are right so far. And it's not John Terry. One day I will remember that, but I've forgotten. Your Nan. Interesting. These are all active Premier League players, by the way. I don't... it's not like the entire football encyclopedia. It is active Premier League players. It is Noni Madueke. I thought the headband would like throw off his head shape to make it really difficult to guess who it is. And it was. No one got it. So it was Madueke. Final question then. Oh shit. Well, that was it. The final question is screwed up. It was going to be how many managers used their wild card last week. But clearly I've pasted in the answer before the question. So this week the quiz was out of 4. So let us know what you got out of 4 on the quiz. Yeah, the answer. It's quite an easy one to guess, that one, isn't it? Funnily enough. Everyone's an expert on how many people used their wildcard last week. $936K is a lot, by the way. Holly got 2. Uwe got 1. Alex with 3. It was a tougher quiz this week. I think the Madueke question was really tough. Mate, I'm all good. Personally, FPL makes me way too nervous. Mate, you can't be nervous about things that are out of your control. You can't be. You can't do that. Oh, the rule of stoicism, that, mate. I'm not saying you should be a stoic, but at the same time, it's out of your control. You know, you just pick some players on a screen, and then if they score goals, you get points. It's a simple game. Out of your control most of the time. You shouldn't stress. In my opinion, you should not stress. But yeah, I hope we got a fair few people in it now. I've changed up the graphics. If you appreciate the new graphics, leave a like rating on the stream and hit subscribe. I've I did my research while I was traveling this week. Worked out how to get the chat on screen. That's pretty cool. And we got a little news ticker along the bottom as well. So yeah, I'm pretty content with that little news ticker. I was thinking next week I might try and stream on other platforms as well. Do you reckon I don't use TikTok, but do you reckon I could go live on TikTok as well? Do a deadline stream on TikTok. Basically, I'll show you. I don't know how it's happened, but this season I've started making YouTube shorts, and I absolutely despise TikTok as a concept in general. But I've amassed a couple thousand followers on there now, and people seem to be loving the content on TikTok. I don't even have it on my phone, but yeah, if you want to give us a follow on TikTok, drop us a follow. I don't interact. I just upload and leave it there. But yeah, we'll do some more team reviews. I'll tell you what. If we hit 150 likes, I'll do some more team reviews. Thank you, Holly. Team reviews after 150 likes. Are you going to see teams from us? Yes, 150 likes. Chris Wood, captain. No, you could do worse. The only thing for me with Chris Wood is I'd worry about what Igor Jesus did in the week, scoring the brace. You going on Sunday? I will be, mate. Next year I'm putting Twine in my fantasy team. Massive, mate. But yeah, Bristol City have got Oxford at home this weekend. I go to every home game, mate. Apart from if there's one in October, at the last weekend in October, I won't be able to go to that. I've got nationals. But other than that, I'll be at everyone. Do you think... No, I don't. I don't really like Mateta at the moment with the number of injured players that Crystal Palace have at the moment. I think they're quite weak. Then I won't be at Birmingham at home, unfortunately. I'm in Sheffield. I'll be swimming. But I will try... I don't know. It's just going to have to be a game that I miss. It's just going to have to be a game that I miss. I might... Depending on how the schedule works out, I might still be able to do a deadline stream, but I might have to miss it in whatever game week that is. Because I think I'm racing in the morning, so I can't really... and it's relays as well, so I think it'd be unfair to my team if I'm deadline streaming while they're all warming up and getting ready for a relay. I'm in the same boat as you, Holly. I've got 3. This is me. It will be Pond's Forge, indeed. I booked my hotel yesterday, so we're going. We're looking forward to it. So yeah, this is my team. 3 free transfers, 3.3 million in the bank. So I could do 3 moves. In fact, I'm going to change once we do these team reviews, I'll change the title. But yeah, so I could do Pedro Porro down to Senesi or Van der Ven. I could do Rogers down to Elliot Anderson and Watkins to Erling Haaland. All of those moves are possible with my 3. But then I'm buying Anderson for Rogers. Anderson, I don't think is he as good as Rogers? He probably is. But Rogers has got Sunderland. And then we got Haaland. Haaland against Arsenal versus Watkins, who's got Sunderland. I just don't think it's worth it. I think, honestly, if I were to put the golden goal clean sheet odds, I would say Arsenal have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet this week than Burnley do. I wouldn't captain Watkins. I'm very good with my money, Holly. I will. I think I'm going to invest my 3.3 million into an S&P 500 index fund. How are we doing for likes? How are we doing for likes? By the way, if anyone's got some spare cash, I'm not a financial advisor. I'll just say that, but I would recommend investing in a low cost S&P 500 index fund, or doing your research into them, because it's probably the best way to save your money. In fact, I think I've got the T-shirt on from the last Nationals. I'll model it. Bear with. You ready? I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. I don't know if you can read it. It says, "Go full speedo." Right. Well, stop being cringe. S&P is too focused. Oh, you don't like the US? I don't really care about the fact it's US. I just think it's going to. I just think they're the biggest companies in the world, aren't they? Who to play of Sales or Dubravka? I play Sales. I would play Sales. The best Villa defender is probably Konsa, just because he's going to play every week. I think the rest of the Villa defenders, you're not sure who's going to play. I'd play Raya. I'd play Raya over Dubravka. I'll just keep an eye on the likes. 128 at the moment. Leave a like rating if you after 150 likes, I will do 5 more team reviews. How does that sound? Also, Holly, were you, what is it this week? Is it second week of school this week? Or you in full flow now? Is hopefully everything is settled down a little bit? I remember when I was like first going to nursery and school, my mum used to tell me I was an absolute nightmare. I would like in the pram. She was telling me this actually a couple weekends ago. In the pram, I'd put my feet down so she couldn't push it. So she would basically have to carry me lift the pram up and carry me to nursery because I used to hate going. So yeah, I was a nightmare. Oh, I don't think I was in a pram when I went to school though. I think I was probably walking at that point. But yeah, I was a nightmare at times. Border Athletics SC. Good day, mate. First season FPL. If my wildcard team is at zero point 0.0 left and one player about to go up, do I have to wait for next player? I'm really confused. So the way price, I'll answer it with this because hopefully that will help. You only gain 0.1 million in value for a player when they go up by 0.2. You lose everything, but you only gain 50% of the value, if that makes sense. So they have to go up by 0.2 million for you to gain 0.1, if that makes sense. It's a broke. I hate that is the case, but that's what happens. Good morning, Ua. Holly's in the second week. The kid's fine. It's just me that's lost 2 hours every day of work. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Are you self-employed from memory? I guess you just got to be 2 hours more efficient, right? I know that's easier said than done, but yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember what you said. I don't think you told me what you did actually. Has anyone else got to do the school run as well? Anyone else started doing the school run this year? I think you and Holly can be friends. You can share your frustrations. So obviously, it's really nice having a kid. Though I'm gonna dig myself a hole there, so I'm gonna mute myself. Yeah, Ua, we'll definitely do your teammate because you're a member. That's what we do for members. Yeah, I don't know how others do it either, Holly. To be honest with you, I used to work with a girl. We became good friends actually. We were doing the same job at the time. I was in my really early 20s, so my salary wasn't great. I think we were both probably on. I won't actually say, but it wasn't great. And she was basically saying that she spent her entire salary on nursery. So she was basically not getting paid to work. It was crazy. I couldn't believe what she was telling me. But yeah, hopefully one day we can do this FPL game full time, and then I'll also be self employed because yeah, it's a grind all this. So this is Uwa's team. Sorry, I was chatting rubbish then, wasn't I? I would play Van der Ven over Dorgu, and then you're good to go. Oh, actually, I'd do that. I'd do that. I would do that. That'd be my team if I was you this week, Ua. I hope so, Nixie. We'll see. We'll see. I'm working. I'm doing. I feel like I finish in most weeks feeling content that I've done everything I can with this channel to like build it. I don't really leave. I don't think I leave anything on the table. So I'm pretty content with how it's all going, and I absolutely love doing this. This is so cool. What a great way to spend a morning. It like I don't know. It's nice to have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and this is it for me. My captaincy ranking. Yeah, I should probably what we should do on the right hand side, I'm gonna have a ticker where I do a captaincy ranking. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna do that in the future. But for this week, Salah, Palmer, Semenyo. Probably it really. Salah, Palmer and Semenyo are the three captains in that order, I reckon. Most people will have one of them, surely. Bench boosting you are with Cooties. Okay, that's fair enough, actually. Cheers, Uwe. We worked hard on that one this week. Hopefully it brings us up to a good standard. It's like watching Golden Goal Sky Sports News now, isn't it? I saw Freddie put his ID in, so we'll have a look at that. How many likes are we on? 135. If we do 150 likes, I will do 5 team reviews from non-members, by the way. So we are, what, 13 away? And that'll be the last lot of team reviews we do. What do you mean by that, Essex Carpet Cleaning Co? Am I going to live stream a game? What do you mean, like a computer game? Bear with, I'm just going to sneeze. Glenn, I love Saturday mornings too, mate. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I'm glad I could be a part of it, my friend. So this is Freddie's team. My plan was to bench boost 5 next game week. Mateta and Salah to Haaland and Semenyo. Yeah. The only thing is I don't think Murillo's going to play. I'll be honest, Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that at all. Because how timings work for me, I just don't think it's possible. I honestly, this is going to sound horrendous as an FPL manager, right? But I very rarely have the opportunity, with just everything I have going on, to sit down and watch a 90-minute Premier League game. I just don't have the time to do it. But if I could integrate it with the YouTube channel, I might be able to. I like your... Yeah, cheers, mate. I appreciate that. I enjoy the early starts too. With a coffee, as you can probably tell, my energy level's gone up. With a coffee, I suddenly become a morning person. Yeah, hit the like button. 146. We're 4 away from some more team reviews. Arkin Blom. Oh, free hit this week. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. The thing for me is working out when I actually use my chips, because I don't actually know when I'm going to use them. And I'm still a little bit. I'm gonna put the question in the chat. Who should I bench? Oh, I'm just instant coffee, mate. I don't have the money for a coffee machine. Who should I bench? Let's see what the chat thinks. I need to bench one of Williams or Reinders. And at the moment, I'm benching Reinders. Interesting photos. No, I didn't. You will literally, the chat that's on my screen at the bottom is exactly what I see. Exactly what I see on my screen, mate. So if you don't see it there, usually people struggle with copying and pasting it for some reason. So I think if you type it out in the chat as opposed to copying and pasting it, that's the way to go. 148 likes, 2 away, 2 more likes, and then we'll do 5 team reviews. How does that sound? And then we'll decide if I'm selling Watkins and Rogers. That's the next call for me. Is what do I do with Watkins and Rogers? Because it is killing me, that one. Right, we're on 150. So I'm going to put a message in the chat. Doing 5-team reviews. Hit me with your IDs. I'll take first 5. So we got Buzzy Bear. That's it. Nicholas, we'll finish at you, mate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Buzzy Bear. 209449. I always do that. Okay. Dubravka, Cucurella, Munoz, Senesi. Semenyo, Gakpo, Verts, Anderson. Haaland, Gyökeres, Mateta. I like it. I would consider captaining Gakpo this week. But I guess Semenyo's, he's there, isn't he? He's a good option. It's a shame you can't get Rice in there, but I don't think you can. And then it's a question of do you start Senesi or Van der Ven? I would swap them around. I think that's the team, and I think it's fine. In my team, I'm doing that. I'm starting Sanchez over Dubravka because even though Sanchez has a risk of being benched, I still think he's not going to come off the bench, is he? Or it's low likelihood that he will. I think I'm going to start Sanchez. Ahmad Malik. Gee whiz with the ban hammer. Yeah, just don't. If we're doing team reviews and I've told you who the last one is, I'm not going to look at your team if you send your ID now. So thank you for doing that. 9168857. 3 free transfers. Do you think I should bench boost this week and wildcard 6? Yeah. Yes, I do. I'm not sure about wildcarding in 6 because I think you can do stuff with this team with transfers. But I don't hate it. I would definitely bench boost this week. Wildcarding next week is up to what you can do with the transfers because don't forget you will have 4 free transfers next week. But I would definitely bench boost this week. Bench boost this week, mate. Good luck. I hope it works out. Fantasy Echo 749306. Move the camera down a little bit, actually. There we are. Sorry for the wobble. I'd probably do this. I'd probably do that. Yeah, I know you got Murillo, but you don't need to desperately do anything about him. It's a good team, mate. I'd have it in this order, I think. There we go. Oh, I just want to swap Murillo and Dewsbury Hall round. You know what I mean, don't you? I would put Dewsbury Hall first on my bench, then Murillo last, because I don't think Murillo plays. But at the same time, you could start Murillo, and then if he doesn't play, I'd probably do that, actually. And then if Murillo, he's not going to come off the bench, I don't think. I'd probably do that if it was me. What we got here? Essex. I'm glad you got in, mate. The newest mod. 426 364. Okay. Oh, this is a bench boost, mate. I would bench boost, mate. You are You are game set for a bench boost here. You got a bench boost, mate. Great team, bench boost. Absolutely get on that bench boost. Finally, Nicholas. 738 401. Go. I know you got 8 Nori stinking things out, but I just don't think you need to make a transfer here. Team's absolutely fine. Yeah, you don't need to do anything to this, Nicholas. I would leave it as is. Yeah, I know. It's really annoying, that, isn't it? Who we got in the chat? Claudette, good to see you. Thanks for recommending I bench Rangers. I think the poll is fairly decisive. Right, we're going to change the name of the stream now. We've done about 15 team reviews. I think most people would have seen a team that's similar to theirs now. Similar to theirs. So we're going to go back. Selling Watkins and Rogers. That's going to be the title. Save. Hope you're keeping well. It's not. Is it morning where you are? You're somewhere in a different time zone, if I remember rightly. Hope you like the new graphics, by the way. Worked hard on these this week. I keep saying that, but I did. I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud of how this stream looks now. I think it looks right professional. So yeah, if you're enjoying the new graphics, please leave a like rating on the stream and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel if you haven't already. In return, I'll try and give you the best possible FPL content. And I reckon, I don't know about you guys, I reckon we could hit 20k subs by Christmas. What do you think? Do you think that's possible? I think we got a good chance, I reckon. Good chance, I reckon. Cheers, visual walkthrough. I appreciate that. Is Johnson starting? No idea, mate. I've no idea. I think Brennan Johnson is a right minefield when it comes to minutes. That's what I'm thinking as well, Metalhead Smurf. If I were to do it, the transfers I would make are Porro, Rogers and Watkins out for Senesi or Van der Ven. I haven't decided which of those two are the best. Elliot Anderson would come in for Rogers. So I'm just going to move my mic. Elliot Anderson would come in for Rogers. And then Watkins would be out for Haaland, which are all great moves. But I think this week, while Rogers and Watkins have Sunderland, I just don't think it's worth it. Bench 2 of Goodmanson, Grealish, Van der Ven, Senesi. Gut feel says Van der Ven and Goodmanson. Solio has Fernandez as the second highest predicted points. That is interesting. What do you feel about that, Jemima? Morning, mate. Nice to see your stubbornness and how reluctant you are to change Watkins and Rogers. On the bright side, at least you're guaranteed 4 points. Come on. Well, one of them's going to get sent off, aren't they? I don't think I'm stubborn. I think I'm patient. And also, I think it's... Sorry, this mic is doing my head in. Bear with. I think it's all there's logic to it as well. You know, as Claudette has just said, they can't suck forever. My brain went into a different mode then. And they got Sunderland, right? Like, I think this game rewards patience, as Holly said. DJ, good to see you. I really appreciate that, mate. No chance, but you will captain anyway. That's interesting. Bruno Fernandes at home to Chelsea. Has he done anything? What's he done from open play? Let's have a quick look at his, because FPL won't show you the open play stats. Let's see if he's done what he's done from non-pen XG. Let's have a look. I just think with Man United, right? I got some abuse for saying this, by the way, on my Bristol City account, but For all my life, I've supported both Bristol City and Man United, so I can say I'm a Man United fan as well. Most people feel it's weird that I support two teams, but it is what it is. I have affinity to both teams, and there's nothing I can do about it. But the gaping, the problem with Man United is their midfield. It just doesn't work. Any Premier League team can look at that Man United midfield and think, we're going to have a good day of it today. And that's it. Oh, mate, I can't support two teams. Someone threatened to beat me up at the next Bristol City game because I support two teams. So I'm going to be scrapping against Oxford. So Bruno this season then, non-penalty XG. Let's have a quick look, see how dangerous he's been. It's not too bad, actually. 0.4. It's pretty standard Bruno, to be honest. Not too much different from what he's done previously. And then you have the penalties at it, 0.79. He's having one of his, he's not doing any better or worse than he has been, really, I suppose. Would you bench Juve? I'd bench Juve, mate. I have to go at 8:45. No worries, pal. There's no pressure to stay. You can go whenever you like. Gunners Girl morning. As for the poll, neither. I'm bench boosting with them plus Rodon and Dubravka. Yeah, fair enough. I would bench boost if I didn't have Mark Gu, but I can't because he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play. When Bristol City played Man United, I cheered on Bristol City, mate. So I guess that suggests that I support both teams but prefer Bristol City. And I've got a fan channel about Bristol City. Is the stream lagging, is it? Ooh. I'll tell you what, I can fix that, ladies and gents. Bear with. I'm just going to end a task on my PC. I've got 44 Google Chrome tabs open, apparently. Oh dear. Oh dear, that didn't work. I just broke my internet. Well, hopefully we're still live, ladies and gents. You have to bear with. I've just crashed everything. Bear with. We're having a little bit of an IT mare here. Bear with. You're looking at a puff-in at the moment. Hope you enjoy the puff-in while we just sort my laptop out. Bear with. We'll be back in a sec. There we go. We're back. I tried to speed up my laptop and then ended up closing down everything. There we go. We're back. I need to set a wallpaper, don't I? Cheers, everyone saying it's fine. I have Van der Ven. What does that mean? Okay, Michael, that's good defence. Can't wait for Liverpool Everton. It is the early kickoff. You know what they say about the early kickoff? Always root for the underdog. Well, I think Man United will probably be the underdog against Bristol City at the moment. It's good puffin, isn't it? There's a nice puffin. There's a place in Britain where you can go to see puffins, isn't there? I can't tell you where it is, though. It's like, is it somewhere in Wales? There's like a puffin cliff, isn't there? Gakpo to Semenyo or Rogers and Sanchez to Semenyo and other goalkeeper. My plan is to free hit 6 and wildcard 7. Mate, the fact you put it in all caps makes it so hard to read. Gakpo to Semenyo or Rogers and Sanchez to Semenyo. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything to that team. I'd just leave it. Would you bench boost with Murillo? No. The law of statistics says that Villa must score eventually and Arsenal must concede. I hope so, mate. Well, I hope so. Actually, yeah, I hope both teams concede. Both of those things happen. I don't have Arsenal defence. Murillo to Senesi or defender up to 5.7 and bench boost with that defender. Yeah, do it. Do it. Rangers or Njai or Porro to start. I think I'd go Njai. Scottish Isles working with the brand up there. There we go. We love the puffins. What do you actually do again, Holly, by the way? I don't think I've asked. What are your past ranks? I've only played, I'll be honest. Let's have a look. I'm not afraid to show it. I'm not the best FPL player in human history. I started FPL YouTube there. So I've been doing it 3 years. So 22-23. I would have actually, alright, you might believe this, might not. In 22-23, I wanted to get the highest finish possible, so I captained Heung-min Son on the final week, and it knocked me out the top 100k. And then the last 2 seasons, 73k, 25k. So top 100k for the last couple of years. Yeah, I did think they were in Wales. I used to live with a girl who went there with a boyfriend, I'm pretty sure, last year, and she said it was... what was I going to say? And she went to Wales and saw them. Maybe there's a couple places you can see them then. I don't like to share what my day job is on YouTube, if that's all right. Marketing consultant, booze. Okay, they do like their booze in Scotland. Yeah, I don't tend to say what I do for a living on stream. Hopefully, in a couple of years' time, it'll be FPL. We'll see. What brought you to Wales from Canada, Claudette? I'm intrigued. No chance. Is there a content creator that hasn't got a good rank history? There's a lot of drama about that, isn't there? I think Anglesey, yeah. There's a really cool racetrack on Anglesey as well. I was going to say something else. What was I going to say? I think it's people get an unfair rap by their rank history if they're a content creator, and I think people that hate on them, they forget that YouTube isn't just about how good the person is at FPL and their rank history. You know, people watch YouTube for, well, they watch live streams. Some people watch it for a bit of company. You know, some people watch it for entertainment. There's way more to content creation than just being good at FPL. If you create entertaining content, people are still going to watch it. I have Nixie. That's who I'm kind of referring to. It's crazy, to be honest. I don't want to mention him too much because I'm going to get targeted next, I imagine. Not necessarily the season for the law of statistics, but it'd be nice as I have both the Villa boys and no Arsenal. Yeah, me too. You're an Arsenal fan. Your name is literally Gunner's Girl and you don't have an Arsenal player. That is shocking. George, I used to play a lot of video games, but I work and do this now. I don't have any time to play computer games. I literally don't have any spare time at all at the moment. So yeah, I don't play games. During the summer and the off season, I was playing a bit of Football Manager, but I really don't have the time. Tarek, your messages are going to keep getting deleted if you put your ID in the chat, mate. We're not doing team reviews anymore. I've done like 20. Cheers, Claudette. We'll actually have a look. There is a content creators league, actually. We'll go and have a look. I think it's called it's on the website FPL Gameweek, so we're going to have a look. Content creators. Let's see how I'm ranked. So here's all the content creators. So Ash from FPL Juice said wildcard game week 1. No, I don't get that. I don't get why it's saying that. I'll be here somewhere. See if you can find me. Ash, Silver, Paul. You might be able to beat me to it. I'm probably not up there yet, am I? I'm on. Oh, we got a tenner advert. Okay. Fine. I'm on 229 points. So, hey, if anyone wants some tenner, I can click that link for you, get you a link. So I'm currently the 24th best content creator, apparently, according to that. I'll take it. I haven't used a chip yet. That's FPL Game Week, that is. I'll put a link to it because you can use it every week to see how your favourite content creators are doing. go back. I can't. Some of the ads that get played when I share a website are crazy. It got worse when I was doing a Bristol City game preview on there you go, that should do it. I was on FOTMob and it wasn't FOTMob. It was like a lineup prediction website. I think the website was just lineup predictor. We got all sorts of adverts on there. We had like Durex and all sorts. It was quite something. Maybe I guess my cookies aren't the best. Won't go into detail about that though. Yeah, Nathan Bacon's I think's got a really interesting strategy this season. Yes, starter. That's exactly what will happen. You might have two. Does anyone know? I think if you wildcard, you only have one, but you might have two. Have a check the rules. I don't know on Sanchez. I don't know. Football Manager back in 2011. Love that, mate. I got Bristol City up to the Prem. That's what's happening in my FM save, and I haven't touched it since like August. Claudette, I was born in London, moved to Canada as a kid. I've been back many times over the year to live and work. I dated a dude whose parents live on Anglesey, so probably where I saw the puffins. Fair enough. It's interesting, the accent that people have up there, they don't sound Welsh either. It's interesting. My one of my best mates is with a girl from North Wales. I think she actually comes from Anglesey. She was saying she doesn't sound Welsh. Enzo Mascherner said Sanchez not playing. I don't think he said that. He definitely didn't say that. He said that Sanchez and Jurgensen are going to have to rotate. He didn't say that Sanchez is not playing this week. That wasn't quoted. I have one free transfer this week. Say a free hit this week. Yeah, I've already answered that. Check the rules, mate. Morning, Tom. I currently have Ismail Assar. Should I transfer in Xavi Simons for him? Then bench boost. You could do. The thing for me is Sarr will be back next week, but I think I'll probably do that. Alberta must be well cold. Yeah, I'm a carpet cleaner. Biddy said, we'll see, Gunners go. I'm trying. I'm working at this every day. We'll try. Baltimore, don't mind it. Anyone brave enough to captain Wood today? I actually think, given how Igor Jesus scored a brace in the week, and I don't know how you guys feel, but my gut says that Chris Wood is not really an Ange Postecoglou striker. I don't know. Am I mad for thinking that? I know he scored 20 last season, but that's going through my head, I've got to say. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, I would really appreciate it if you could leave us a like rating. That'd be great. And subscribe to the channel. Mr. Balls Deep in the chat again. I went wildcard late last night with some help from Primitivo. I don't know who that is. If you could make several changes, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I think both of them long term is good, but you need Haaland as well. If you can get all three, that's great. But for me, I think most of the season will be spent rotating captaincy between Haaland and Salah, so you probably need both. Oh, it's red wine. I see. Alberta is cold AF. It's the plains before the Rocky Mountains, I guess. The winter is my biggest pet peeve. Holy moly, it's flipping cold. I bet it is. I bet it gets really dark as well. I remember, so I live in the southwest of the UK in Bristol. And I spent a period of time working in Northern Ireland. And even just going up to Northern Ireland, you could notice that it got darker earlier. Yeah, I agree with you, Holly. Ange going to Forest is mental. Mental. It's a complete change in the way that they play. I think it's going to lead to Murillo and Milenkovic picking up some injuries as well. Well, Murillo's already injured, isn't he? I don't think you can sell Chris Wood ahead of playing Burnley, though. That's the thing. And then next week he's got Sunderland as well, hasn't he? Jeremy Pino, not for me. I don't play F1 Fantasy, no, mate. If you're asking me. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Good taste in wine, fair enough. I haven't developed a palate for wine yet. I'm not really a big drinker anyway. I can't really drink with all the like sport that I do. But red wine for me, it might be because I've only had crap wine, to be fair, but it just tastes like vinegar, and I just can't. I can't drink it. I have 2 transfers, thinking of getting Palmer and Semenyo for Bruno, but I don't hate it, mate. I don't hate it. I think if you buy Palmer this week, you could genuinely captain him as well. I've never seen the Northern Lights. I bet Claudette sees them every day. Yeah, I do. We'll just wait for FP3, yeah. Do you reckon Hamilton's going to be on pole? I saw he was quickest in FP2, wasn't he? Oh, I think Charles Leclerc has had pole at Baku like 3 times in a row, did I see? I've managed to work in Isak, Palmer, Haaland, Foden and Semenyo. Bloody hell. I'm not sure I'd have Isak in my team, though. Dan Hilton is 40. Happy birthday, Dan. Congrats on making it to 40. And, mate, I hope you have a good night. What's your plan? You scared me. Thought I had the wrong person. I drink less and less all the time. Yeah, hangovers are death. They wiped me out for 3 days now. I also think that the peak alcohol is like 3 pints for me. Any more than that, things degenerate and I get a hangover. So like peak is 3 pints, but you never go out and just have 3 pints, do you? But yeah, if people could live life like permanently on 3 pints and not drive, of course, I think the world would be a happier place. I don't know if anyone's watched Peep Show, but was it someone? I can't remember if it was Mark Stagg, isn't it? And they talk about things degenerating. It's quite fun. Hey Tom, how are you doing with your UCL? I am 100k overall, and I scored 91 points. Would you sell Brennan? I think I would, Liam. It just depends if you've got a replacement lined up. Oh yeah, I mean a yellow weather warning, mate, is. I'm not gonna get too carried away because bad weather can be bad, right? And I'm sure it will cause some problems. But the Met Office, they love a weather warning. They do in this country. A yellow weather warning is probably a bit of rain. That's what a yellow weather warning is. I wouldn't worry. It'd be fine. What you really need to worry about is red. When it gets to red, that means it's bad. But anything less than red, they'll still play football. It's red weather warnings and snow you need to worry about in this country. Just stick to Guinness. I do love a Guinness, to be fair. You can't really drink. Well, actually, no, I was going to say that. You can drink Guinness quickly, can't you? We used to. The reason that I hate red wine so much as well is I'm sure everyone has probably played pub golf, where you're in a city and you go around the pubs in the city, or go to each pub, and then there's a par at each pub, a different drink at each pub, and you have to finish the drink in a number of sips to hit the par. And I remember a Guinness was a par 2 and a red wine was a par 1. I'd always get the Guinness down in 1, and then the red wine would just kill me. Sorry, I missed the super chat. Gavin, I was chatting crap about drinking. Thanks for the great content. Bench 2 of Van der Ven, Goodmanson, Reinders and Senesi. Played Dubravka or Raya. Villa assets are gone next week for me. I think I would bench Goodmanson and Reinders would be my gut feel there. Play Dubravka or Raya. I'd play Raya. When will you? And I've told you the answer. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Very kind of you. Not sure who to sell him for wildcarding next week. I just don't think he plays this week is the only thing. Maybe you wait for your wildcard then. You could probably play 4 at the back and bench him, to be honest. Yeah, I've noticed that, Chris. I become the best pool player in the world after 3 points. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that. I reckon I could beat Ronnie O'Sullivan after 3 points. That's not a challenge. Yeah, exactly. Portsmouth, mate. I've worked for a fair bit of time in Portsmouth. Last year, actually, I had a job that had me down in Portsmouth a lot. And yeah, it got very windy and wet. But yeah, it meant nothing. I agree. Patrick is playing his bench boost this week. Dubravka, Steve, Reinders, and Richards. Oh, thing is, I just don't think Brandon Johnson plays. Oh, the title was incorrect. Thank you, my brother. Oh, bloody hell, yeah, too right. We'll change that. I don't think it's impacted things, but unfortunately, I can't show those projections, Nixie, due to reasons I won't say until the end of September. But we've got 2 weeks basically until I can show Rob T FPL projections. But you can give us a summary in the chat, Nixie, if you want. That'd be useful. I'm probably going to wildcard next week. Is it worth using a free transfer to sell Murillo to Lacroix to Ben? Yeah. I wouldn't. The only reason I would use a free transfer before a wildcard is if it was to set up another chip. So yes, I probably would. If you're using a transfer before a wildcard and you're not using a chip this week, I wouldn't do it. Is the derby at risk? Probably not. No. Cortex, good to see you. I'm doing all right, mate. I've got a little bit of a cold. I was I was in London on Wednesday, and it made me a little bit ill. But other than that, we're all good, mate. And it's nothing we can't train through. Mate, the whole thing about the Merseyside derby being off because of a yellow weather warning is outrageous. It will not happen. If a game gets called off for a yellow weather warning, we are cooked. That's all I'm saying. Because basically, it'll happen almost every week. There'll be a game cancelled. Dubravka or Sanchez? Look at my team, mate. Semenyo for Wirtz. Wirtz was an absolute beast in the UCL game. Oh, I'd probably do it. As long as it can fund another move, I would do it. Cheers, Luca Engwen, by the way. I forgot to say thank you for that. Go Pinot Noir from Central Ortego as a slow. Okay. I'm just not off point, man. I don't really drink enough to even consider it, to be honest. If you use the wild card, you don't gain an extra transfer, but you have the same transfers you do as the week before. Do you think Forest will get relegated? I think they're too good to get relegated. They've got too much quality in their team to get relegated. But Nuno was the perfect manager for the team that they had. They're similar to Amorim, where they've recruited a manager that just doesn't fit their style. And the Forest owner is a big hothead, isn't he? Let's be honest. And he's best mates with Ange because of a Greek connection of some description. He's just hired his mate. It's jobs for the boys at Forest. That's what it is. Jobs for the boys, and it's not the right fit. If I was a Forest fan, I'd be fuming with how that's all played out. The thing you can sense, and I'm a pretty good judge of a character, I like to think. And I don't think Marinakis is a bad person, right? He gets a lot of hate on social media, but he would die for his football club to get promoted or to win the league. So at the end of the day, Marinakis just wants the best for his football club. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. But Marinakis' problem, I think, is he's very emotional. He does a lot of things based purely on emotion. So he's got if anyone's seen what his setup in the ground is, he's got like this padded seat. Mate, there is a lot of things wrong with making decisions purely off of emotion, by the way. That is something you should not do. He's got a padded seat and then a telly in front of his seat. And he punches that TV and smashes it almost every week. So that says a lot about him. And I also think he just doesn't do compromises at all. So you can imagine like he and Nuno trying to make up with one another. You have to have a little bit of like, I don't know, leeway. And he just probably just doesn't like accept anything that's his fault. So he's too emotional, and I think he's a little bit ego. Well, he will be. He's a very rich man, very wealthy man. You know, everything he does, I think he's a little bit ego driven as well. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Marinakis. He's far too emotional. You can't be a professional and operate on emotion. It just doesn't work. Anyway, there's some life advice there. Don't make decisions based purely off emotion. Russell Martin, yeah, my God. I don't like Russell Martin either. He's quite full of himself. When he was manager of Southampton in the Championship, every interview or press conference he did, you just got like a feeling through the screen of arrogance, and I don't like that. Not for me. I like confidence, and a little bit of cockiness is quite funny. But when you're just like, I don't know, he just oozed like arrogance. I didn't like that. We're nearly on 200 likes by the looks of it. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate that. Let's see if we can hit 200 likes. I'll be buzzing if that happened. Get that fraud out of our club. Who would you have in if you are a Rangers fan? What are your thoughts on one of these for a punt, Tom? Foden or Siemens? I think Foden could get... Yeah. I'd probably go Siemens. Who to captain? Semenyo, Haaland, Captain Palmer. You hope Southampton get promoted to the EPL. I hope Bristol City get promoted, mate. If you're a member of this channel, you have to be a Bristol City fan. What is Steven Gerrard up to at the moment? Is he he's not in Saudi still, is he? Yeah, what's Gerrard up to? Is he currently unemployed? No. I reckon you should get Wayne Rooney in. He's got a great track record as Rooney as a manager. Sean Dyche. I've done some score predictions. Bear with. I will just we'll get rid of the quiz, and I'll there you go. That's my score predictions, mate. Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. 200 likes. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Hope you've enjoyed the new graphics on stream. They will obviously be staying. I think my team's going to stay like this, you know. The results on the poll, 243 votes. The majority say Rangers, so we will do that. Core, do you think Chelsea don't win against United? Yeah, I think it could be a draw, you know. Chelsea Man United ends in a draw pretty much all the time. Brought in Isak this week, going to captain him. I don't even think he starts, mate. The Muppet Cellar, all of the Liverpool fans' predictions say that Ekitike is going to start. You'd bench Porro? Really? I'm not sure about Porro. I think he's going to do well. Do you think? Buying Eze game week 6 long term. I just think you can do better than Eze. I don't think your edge is Isak yet, Muppet Seller. I don't know how... let me know in the chat what you folks think, but I think signing for Liverpool makes Isak a worse option in FPL. Because he won't take penalties, he'll get a lower share of chances, and he'll take some time to get used to playing in the system. and he still needs some games to get up to speed as well. So for me, I don't think Isak is as good an FPL option at Liverpool than he was at Newcastle. It's just my thoughts. Spurs are huge odds to beat, but I agree. Who to bench, Johnson or Livramento? Johnson, I don't think he plays. Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. Thank you, mate. You've been around since the start. I appreciate that. James Carr, I don't know what that means. What does SP mean? I don't know. Sorry, mate. I'm risking a Watkins. Oh, God. I'm not sure I'd captain Watkins. I always think I would captain a penalty taker. I think Palmer is a really good captaincy shout this week. Gerrard just played in a Legends match. Well, that screams unemployment, doesn't it? Slot just says he sees Eki TK. Yeah, there you go. They could play next to each other, though, in a 2. I will be at Ashton Gate tomorrow, mate. Opinions on Watkins captain. Took out Salah, and there's not really a standout captaincy pick. Not sure what to say. My birthday is Monday. Happy birthday on Monday, mate. You got any plans? What are you up to? Hope you have a good birthday. Everyone wish Luca a happy birthday. Hi, mate. Which would you prefer, captaining Haaland or João Pedro? Oh, me and Tom are on the same like, so I appreciate that. That's cool. Let's go and say hello to FPL Tom. Let's go and say hello. He's got loads of people in his stream. Fair play, Tom. We'll say hello. Should I bench boost Dubravka, Van der Ven, Richards, and Njai? Yeah. Yeah, do it. Nice one, mate. I hope you enjoy. Gavin, love the left field. What? He hasn't done anything, though. Can't captain a player who hasn't scored, can you? Gee-whiz, my pleasure, mate. Will Richarlison or Brennan Johnson start? I think Richarlison plays, definitely. Not sure about Brennan, though. Does Brennan Johnson play? I just think Xavi Simons and Kudus have been too good. And yeah, I just don't think Isak's as good for Liverpool as he was for Newcastle. I think Spurs could see some surprising benchings with the hectic schedule. Yeah, I think you might be right. It's just who? I just think Kudus has been mega for him, hasn't he? Hi there, hope you're well. Anthony, oh God, no. No, I would not captain Jadon Anthony, mate. Not worth it. Not worth it. That will equal pain for you, my friend, if you do that. I wouldn't do it. That will bring too much pain. Blimey, the chat's gone mad. Too many quality outfielders vying for. Yeah, I agree. Salah's the only one. Too many. Oh, we've just read that. I have one spot for a punt next week. I'm thinking, Kevin. Kevin, is that? Am I being trolled? Who is Kevin? Someone was saying that on my stream last week. I'm not having it. I think someone's trolling me. Fulham's Kevin. He's only played 14 minutes. How can you bring in Kevin? Come on, mate. That's just not worth it. I thought I was being trolled then when someone said Kevin. Another birthday. James is 50. Well, happy birthday, James. Everyone in the chat wish James a happy birthday. That is huge, mate. You got any plans? Yeah, Kudus is kind of one of those players who does a lot, but then the actual end product is not quite there. Well, in terms of it is there, but he's just like the pass to the assist kind of guy, I think. We might do, I don't know. Might be wrong there. Morning, mate. Got massive defense dilemmas. Need your opinion. Calafiori, Cucurella, Van de Ven, Porro, Livramento. Play 3 or 4. I play 4 at the back with all 4. Yeah, 4 at the back, all 4 kind of works. It just depends who your attackers are. There's not really enough information to answer that. Do you prefer Haaland or Semenyo captain? I'd probably prefer Semenyo. On wildcard with 5 times cheap DEFCON defenders to seek. Yeah. I wouldn't get. There's no need to get Isak in, mate. I wouldn't have Isak. In wildcard draft, Reinders and Lacroix or in Giant Anderson. Reinders and Lacroix for me. Who to captain? Palmer or... Oh, I think I'd captain Palmer for a laugh. Why not? Well, no, Salah. You got to go Salah. You got to go Salah. Will Douglas Luiz get into the starting 11? That is a worry. I wouldn't have bought him, though. Fulham. Start Dubravka or Sanchez. Your answer's just by looking at my team. And I'd start Gabriel. Kevin is a star, apparently. Well, we'll have to watch him this week. Do you think it's a good week to gamble on captain? I think if you've got Haaland, yeah, I wouldn't captain him. I'd go Semenyo. Is Haaland essential? Yeah, I think you've got to have Haaland in if you're in Game Week 6. What does Hootenanny mean? But yeah, happy birthday. Senesi or Rodon? Senesi for me. Ooh, Rodon. What's Rodon been like for DEFCON? If Rodon's got DEFCON in 3 or 4 games, I'd probably play him, actually. But I'd say Senesi. Better off with Kevin Platt out of Coronation Street. Bench Papi Sarr or Reinders? Reinders. Morning, Paul. I hope you're keeping well, my friend. Happy birthday in French. Is that what it means, is it? I agree. David Platzer was an excellent England player, wasn't he? Alex Vollo's captain in Cretch. I've never heard of him either. Morning all. Only one team in Bristol, and that's Rovers. I'm going to ban you from the chat for a minute for saying that. Actually, no, I'm going to ban you in the chat for 10 seconds for that absolutely outrageous behaviour. So you have been timed out for 10 seconds for saying that, mate. Absolutely outrageous. Is Foden worth the extra money? I don't think so. Isak will be injured soon anyway. That's the only worry about Isak. But he will share minutes with Ekitike now, I suppose. Oh, you're another 10-second ban for Sauce Mac. Every time you mention Rovers, it's an instant 10-second ban. Should I be starting Henderson over Sanchez? Yeah, you could do that. Hootenanny is Americano for party. Fair enough. Would captain over Haaland? Maybe. Maybe. I think Rovers have won 5 in a row now, to be fair, from what I've seen. But they are in League 2, mate. We're 3rd in the Championship. Says it all, really. No, I wouldn't transfer Sanchez out. It depends who's on your bench. If you've got Dubravka on your bench, there's just absolutely no need. Score predictions, there you go. I'll leave them on screen for a bit of time. Is Richarlison worth a punt as 3rd striker? No, not long term. Just at some point. What's his name's going to come in? Solanke's going to come in. Already done the quiz, balls deep, I'm afraid. Meal with your family. Can't go wrong with that, can you? Sounds lovely. Best midfielder for 6.5. I wouldn't have Garnacho, no. Should I start Gabriel or Dorgu? Gabriel. My first wife was a Rovers fan. Divorced her. Interesting. Who initiated the divorce, though, my friend? David Platt was a good footballer. Oh, there was a David Platt on both. Interesting. I don't know if you could tell. You might be able to guess, but I'm not really a soaps person. I don't really like soaps. Buy Caicedo and have a 4 million defender, or buy Sarr and upgrade defender It depends, Mark Platz. I would say you can have a 4 million defender if it's not first on your bench. If they're going to go first on your bench every week, I'd have a 4.5. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm a bit undecided, to be honest. Bit undecided on Sanchez v Dubravka. The closer we get to the deadline, the more I'm thinking I should probably start Dubravka. Brennan to Rogers. Oh, God. The thought of transferring in Rogers this week is mad. But I don't know if Brennan Johnson's going to play, to put it simply. So maybe you should do that. Maybe you should do that. By the way, if you haven't already, it might pop up soon. But yeah, drop us a follow on Instagram if you haven't already. Tom H Football on the old Instagram. Drop us a follow. Wait, you have Coronation Street in Canada. What? Do you actually like it? I don't know if it's any good, to be fair. I always watch EastEnders with my dad and stepmom on Christmas Eve, or whenever it is Christmas Day, because someone always dies. That's always quite fun to watch. Obviously, I'm not. You know what I mean. It's fake, so you're allowed to enjoy it. Anything jump out that could be improved? Dubravka, Raya, Chalaba, Romero, Rodon, Senesi, Anderson, Javi. No, it's a good team. Yeah, Isak. I don't like Isak. How many times do I have to tell you I don't like Isak? That's the only thing I don't like. Don't pick Isak. Get Gyökeres. Isak is not worth it. Downgrade Isak, outgrade Dewsbury Hall. Should I go with Senesi or Gyökeres? Gyökeres. I'd pick Gyökeres. Play one of these Reinders, Doof, or Enjoy. Enjoy. Ashton Wood it is. I don't play golf though. Isak will score now, no doubt. But I still don't think he's worth 10.5 million. I don't like him. Sorry. I don't rate him. In the game, he's a fabulous striker. But I don't think in FPL he is someone I would pick. Son of Thors, is Siemens a valid pick for cap today? Potentially. We have Gas at home today. Oh, of course I want you to win. Up the U's. Up the U's. I don't even know who the U's are. Who are the U's? I don't know who they're playing. But go on the U's. Up the U's. Coral's all right. No EastEnders over here. Or Brookside. Brookside's not even going, is it? That's well old. Showing your age there, Claudette. Little dig. Salah isn't worth... Yeah, but you're not going to captain Haaland every week, are you? You're going to captain him in 6 and 7, and then you're going to captain Salah again. I just think with Isak, he's not going to get as many chances playing for Liverpool with the good players that they have, and he's not going to take penalties, so I wouldn't pick him. Colchester, they're probably going to win, actually, Colchester. What are the chances? I think Elanga's going to play. Sure. Oh, I don't know, actually. Could Gordon play? No, I think Elanga will play, actually. Will he? Because it could be Barnes as well. It could be Barnes, Gordon, Voltemada. I'd put his chances at 50-50, to be honest with you, actually. I'm not sure. I'm really happy with the graphics on the stream, though. Yeah. That's one thing. I'm just, when you do some work and you're really pleased with how it's come out and looks, I'm really pleased with these graphics. I'm happy. I hope you're enjoying them. I feel like I did a job that some people would pay for, and I'm pleased. Brooksy, you have not had a great start this season, it would seem. How are you going to turn it around? We've had 4 game weeks, and I'm in the top 25% of all players. So I don't think that's a bad start. I've not used a chip. I've got 3 free transfers. I'm in a good place. I don't think I've had a bad start. I disagree. Unless you're just looking for a bite from me. Gordon's still suspended, of course. Then Alanga's definitely going to play, I think. Because I think Murphy's got a little bit of a problem. Like a little bit of a niggling injury, I think. Instender's been going since 1986. Well, how old are you, Claudette, then? Have you been watching Corrie since 1960? I can't really tell from your picture. It's too small. I've been told never to guess a lady's age, so I'm not going to do that. Which 2 would you pick out of Lacroix, Van de Ven, Reinders, and Kudus? Lacroix and Kudus. Or Van de Ven and Kudus. I wouldn't pick Reinders, basically. I'll rule one out. Sunderland to beat Villa. I don't really care if they win. I just want bloody Watkins and Rogers to do something. I'm not going to guess your age, Claudette, but I'm going to continue to banter about it, though. Murphy has an Achilles problem. Fair enough. Watkins or Reinders? Watkins this week, 100%. I'm so torn on Liverpool assets on a wild card. You got to have Salah. Will, I wish I could answer that question. But honestly, mate, I am so flexible. It's unbelievable. I don't know. I've got next week. I will have 4 free transfers and 3.3 million in the bank. So I could basically build my wildcard team without wildcarding. So I just don't know. Well, the fact that you're calling me Sonny says that you're probably older than me. Probably don't know how old I'm 28 for the record. I finally started being able to grow some facial hair this year, by the way. Oh, James, I'm really sorry to hear that. Hope you're keeping well, mate. I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've got me on social media, but if you ever needed to chat to someone, it should come up in a second. Drop us a follow, mate. I'm really sorry for your loss. R.I.P. Linda Dixon, indeed. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Yeah. If you want to chat, DM me on one of them, mate. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Yeah. So sorry for your loss. Would you start Cucurella or Calafiori? You could start on both. I think they could both keep a clean sheet. I put Saliba first on your bench, mate. Great chip strategy. Yeah, I think you're. It would be. I'd be lying if I said I had a plan, and I don't think it's I don't think it's unprofessional to say I don't have one, because I think you have to be flexible with it. I used to watch Neighbours with my mum after school. That's an embarrassment. Hopefully, James, you tuning into the stream can give you a bit of respite for half an hour. So, yeah, we'll talk about FPL. If you want to take part, you can, mate. Gary Glitter facial hair. Fantastic. Thanks, mate. And it's not that bad, is it? I am, you can't really see it, but I am yeah, you can. I'm growing in a mullet very slowly. So, by Nationals, which is at the end of next month, I hope to have a mullet and a mustache, because I have a feeling that will make me faster, you know. And we'll do Movember as well, most likely. I remember Neighbours and Home and Away. Nice. If I did Movember and obviously did it for charity, would you guys donate? We'll do Movember. I feel like we have to do Movember, don't we? I reckon I can grow a pretty decent tash, you know. I can grow a pretty decent tash. Reinders is going to score. We'll see. Is Steve or Juve? 1 start, 1 bench. I'd probably start Steve. Gut feel. They do. They do. I hear there. We'll see if they make me faster in the pool. I saw on Instagram today that apparently Mudryk is going to become a sprinter. You'd be up for Movember. Well, good luck growing a tash, Claudette. Good luck to you. I wish you the best. John, already have a beard, not willing to shave. Fair enough. Well, that's the whole point. The whole point is to do something that looks a bit silly. My other team plays Palace today, and we want Nuno. Do you think that's a good choice when Potter gets sacked today? What's your other team? You want Nuno at West Ham? Yeah, I actually do. The problem is with West Ham, I kind of feel sorry for Potter because I always think of Harry Potter when I say his name. We'll stay live till 9:15. We'll stay live for another 15 minutes. By the way, I just saw Nixie's message. I don't think Potter, like, the West Ham defenders are not good enough. They're just not good enough. And I don't think any manager is going to be able to get a tune out of that West Ham defence. I really don't. But I do think Nuno could be really good for them. I do think Nuno could be a good signing. Because it just makes sense, doesn't it? Like Somerville, Chris Wood and Bowen in front of Gibbs White. It just makes sense. Not Gibbs White, sorry. Paquetá. Like 2 of those, I think it makes sense. I think it's a good system. Dimitri, my preference would probably be Cucurella, but you could definitely play both. £10 if Claudette grows a mustache. I'll give you a tenner if you grow a mustache, Claudette. I'll buy you a bottle of red wine. Field Porro or Cucurella? I've already answered that. I'll sling in another tenner. Thank you, mate. What do you think of Dubravka as a main goalkeeper? I wouldn't play him every week. I just think you can save money in other areas, I'll be honest. I think you've got to have Raya in there, to be honest. How do you rate Ross McCrory? Bloody hell, mate. This season, mate, he's basically been Cafu. McCrory is unreal. Probably one of our best players. I imagine you followed his time at the start, but he had like this awful injury where he had a bone infection in his hip, and he had to like get part of his like hip bone removed or something. It was mad. And at the start of last season, he had an injury as well. So he's had a bit of a mixed time of it with us in terms of injury. But this season, he had a full preseason, and he's flying. He has been amazing for us. Probably the best like fullback / wingback in the league so far this season. He was nominated for Player of the Month. So and I was last summer. My phone's going mental. Last summer I had early morning training on Saturday mornings, and it was during the start of the season when unfortunately McCrory was injured. And the cafe that we were having breakfast in, he used to come in every Saturday and have breakfast in there, which I thought was quite cool. We hope so, Martin. We hope so. Why is City on tomorrow? I have no idea, mate. We're playing Oxford, so I don't mind. I wouldn't mind a tenner, but you've got an image to maintain. You could. I reckon you'd suit a Tash. That's a good smart move there, balls deep. But I would prefer Gabriel instead of Saliba. My pleasure, James. Like I said, if you want to follow me on, just hit me up on socials if you want to chat about it, mate. I don't think in those situations there's not much. I'm going to take your mind off it, but there's not much you can say to help. Just being there for people. So I'm here for you, mate. If you need me. You got. Thank you, mate. Start Chris Wood or Evan Nilsson. Chris Wood. 0.1 off Gabriel. Fair enough. Will you be activating the wildcard as soon as the game is back up? No, because I don't think I need to wildcard. I don't think I need to wildcard, mate. I've got 3 free transfers. I'll be fine. Let's see if anything's going on Twitter, shall we? Or Focal's done a poll, right? 1,981 votes as Sanchez versus Dubravka, who's playing. It's 51.4% versus 48.6%. I think Petrovic could be a decent shout. I think he could be a decent shout. I think Bournemouth is starting to work themselves out defensively now. You need to wildcard Villa. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I do not need to wildcard. 5.2 million to spend on a midfielder. Who would you go for? Dewsbury Hall. Not happening, mate. I'm not going to make a decision based on you telling me to knee-jerk it in the chat. Exactly, John. I'm not stressed. I'm chill. I'm just a chill guy. Bloody hell. Chat's gone mental. I was just checking Twitter for 5 seconds. Also, they will only have the Premier to vote yet. Start Tarkovsky or Reinders. Or I'd probably play Reinders. Are you planning? Yes, Lee, I will be bringing in Haaland next week. No doubt about it. Are you going to keep Bruno Fernandes with the state? Yeah. Should I transfer Haaland to Mo Salah? No. Sarr at Tottenham, he's decent. I prefer Dewsbury Hall. But Sarr's pretty good. I just think there'll be rotation at Tottenham. I hope so. So you've told me Villa are rubbish, take them out, and now you're saying Villa will turn up this week. What is it? I don't know when Aït-Nouri's back. I don't think there's any news on that. Any news on Anderson from Forest? Oh, thoughts. Yeah, he's decent, mate. Who would you replace Chalobah with? I wouldn't. I would get Dorgu out before Chalobah. Eze being slept on? I don't know if you can say slept on, really. I don't think he will get like enough attacking returns to be worth it. Any thoughts on I've already answered that. Do you remember a Scottish player that played for Bristol City? Jamie McAllister, yeah. I mean, Scott Murray is our kit man. He's a bit of a City legend. I think he's top scoring player in Bristol City history. He's Scottish. Tommy Conway is Scottish. He used to play for us. Probably loads of others. Yeah, Madueke looks good. But he plays on the right. He's only better on the right, and that's obviously Saka's position in there. So yeah, and that also makes me think, has Madueke been better than Eze? Arguably. So will Madueke start on the left when Saka's back? I just don't know. I don't know if Timber will start this week. I think they could play Ben White. I think it could be Ben White. I'm holding on to Bruno for me too. I think Bruno is great. Should we go for Isak by selling Haaland after game week 6? Should we go for Isak by selling Haaland after game week 6? Probably not. You're captaining Eze? That's mental. I wouldn't do that. Right, we'll be live for 5 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'm going to go to the gym, if that's all right. I've got some plyometrics to do today. Plyometrics and some explosive deadlifts. Or actually, I could deadlift today, to be fair. I might do some deadlift as well. Yeah. Captain Eze is insanity. I won't be a second. Sorry. Just had to deal with something very quickly. Go high or stay home. Interesting. Isn't the word go hard or go home? Something like that. I don't know. I think you've got the wrong words there. Oh. Don't know about Bruno after Sunderland. 9 million is a lot. Yeah, but he's on pens, isn't he? And he's going to get DEFCON. Deadlifts are my new favourite. They're not my favourite because I've got a bit of a dodgy lower back. Yeah, my calendar's on the right month. Look at that. Unreal, right? I get a Glastonbury Festival calendar every year from my dad. And it's showing the red arrows flying over tents. I don't know if the focus won't work. But yeah. I always forget to change the month because I don't really pay too much attention to my calendar. Oh, sorry, I just need my desk. Do you think defenders? Yes, I do, Paul Third. I think the meta of the game is changing. And yeah. DEFCON defenders are gonna be mega. Right. 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes left. We don't necessarily have to talk about FPL with these 4 minutes left, by the way. You can ask me anything at this point. That's what we usually do at the end of streams. I think there's a good chance that Ben White could play instead of Timber this week. I do. But then I also think there's a good chance that Timber can play left back instead of Calafiori. So I'm not too sure. I think Timber is so good defensively that Arteta will probably not leave him out. And also, I do think the thing is with Arsenal is they played on Tuesday, so they've got 2 days more rest than Man City do, which I think is significant. Well, they did travel to Spain, I suppose, but it's only a couple hours on the plane, isn't it? Oh, bloody hell. I've just checked. I've got loads of request messages on Twitter. Sorry if you've sent me a team. I just don't have the time to look at them. I don't have a favourite football player name, to be honest. Oh, no, I do. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, the Dutch striker. He's got a son now who I think's in the national team. But yeah, Vennegoor of Hesselink is my favourite footballer name. I think it's great. Paul, I hope so too, mate. I hope so too. I hope so too. What would you change from this Game Week 5 free hit? Martinez, Rogers, Anderson, Palmer. I changed the fact that you're free hitting. I just wouldn't free hit this week. It's a waste of time. Those players will not score enough points in my mind. That's just my opinion, though. Is it worth going Juve to Senesi? I've lost the chat now. Best exercise for the shoulders. I've dumbbell shoulder press for me because it's really helped fix my. I've had a shoulder injury for a little while, and they're doing really light dumbbell shoulder presses where you emphasize using your scapular muscles to control your shoulder has been quite possibly the best exercise I've done. But also, I do like a bit of lat raise, to be fair. But yeah, I haven't been able to train my shoulders properly for a while, so I feel less wide than I usually am as a result. Yeah, I understand, Claudette, but I don't see the need to make the transfer this week. Aaron, it's so hard to bring out a chip strategy because I just don't know what I'd say. I don't have one. I just don't know what I'd say. Team is good, Will. That's a really good team. Apart from Wirtz, but I'd keep him. Right. One more minute, and then we're going to sign off. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the new graphics as well. I did. I love making them, and I was really pleased to see how that turned out. So yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like rating and subscribe on your way out. I'm going to go to the gym now and do some training. And I think my team is locked. That is me. Sanchez, Anderson, Richards, Porro, Williams, Semenyo, Rogers, Salah, Fernandez, Watkins, João Pedro. We are locked, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that just leaves me to say, I hope you all have a good game week 5. I wish you all a good weekend. And yeah, have a good one. I will be back with a video tonight. And I will also be live tomorrow morning as well. Subscribe, like, buy mugs and stickers, all of that. Sign up to Fantasy Football Hub. Link top of the description below. I'll see you later.